And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
And we'll start out with a few viewer photos before we get to that chance for some local snowfall accumulations later this week right here in the Pikes Peak region. This shot taken yesterday from the Mesa Overlook. Spectacular view of Garden of the Gods in the foreground. Of course, snow covered, new snow up there on the top of America's Mountain. Photo sent in by Larry Marr. This one from viewer Jen Way, who said in Beulah, still seeing some of those beautiful fall colors. But with a storm moving in late this week, this might be your last chance to take advantage of that fall foliage. I know Taz the dog, Jen's adorable pup, also taking advantage of that leaf peeping just the other day. Highs today in the Springs and Pueblo, much warmer than what we saw yesterday. But tomorrow we start to reverse those trends as we'll see highs down about 5 to 10 degrees region wide. Warm enough to hit the 70s today in Pueblo. That's 5 above the average. And for the Springs, topping out at 63 after a very chilly start this morning at 28 degrees. We are watching a very weak frontal system. It's got a little bit of moisture across the northeastern plains, even a little bit of light rainfall showing up towards the Palmer Divide, but really encountering drier air at the surface. So outside of the mountains, not really concerned with any rain or snow tonight. Now for the mountain areas tonight and into the day tomorrow through Thursday, in fact, at 6 o'clock, this is that winter weather advisory I talked about heading into that commercial break. Be advised there will be slick mountain travel, could see some closures, certainly some delays possible. As areas above 9,000 feet could see as much as 5 to 10 inches of that fresh early season snow. Very good news for the ski resorts. Only one open, that is A base, and others trying to play catch up. And maybe after a few more storms this week, we might see some others open up within the next couple of days. Right now in the Springs, cooling down to 55 degrees in the downtown area. For Pueblo, still in the mid 60s on this really nice Tuesday evening. Now those changes we're talking about come courtesy of this area of low pressure. This storm will arrive with a cold front on Thursday morning. That's going to bring in some gusty winds, some much cooler temperatures as we head towards the end of the week. And oh yes, that chance for some rain and snow showers. So let's time it out for you with Futurecast. Again, on Wednesday, not concerned with that moisture here across the eastern plains or the urban corridor. Instead, we'll shift that focus out across the mountain areas, especially along and west of the Continental Divide. Now, by Thursday morning, I think that cold front arrives just before the pre-dawn hours, and that'll bring in some very strong northerly gusts as well. What that does is it generally favors the upslope region around the Palmer Divide, because on the south end of that, you get a downslope wind. That's more drier air that filters in instead of that ability to sort of cause air to rise and create some snow showers. We also see a similar effect into the mountain areas and the Raton Mesa. Now, not saying that we're not going to get any snowfall or some moisture here in the Springs and Pueblo, but chances here for accumulation much less than areas up towards Monument and the Tri-Lakes region. Most of that moisture should come to an end, I think, very late Thursday night or early Friday morning. So here's an early look at some of these snowfall estimates. A lot of this depends on the track of that low. I don't think we'll see any accumulation in Pueblo, probably not Canyon City. Might see up to an inch across northern suburbs in the Springs, but you can see the higher amounts into the mountains, Teller County, and the Palmer Divide. Here's a look at your overnight lows tonight, down to the low 30s in the Springs and Canyon City. Also 31 expected around Pueblo, 50 degrees for your high tomorrow in Woodland Park, 55 in the Springs and 62 in Pueblo. So we are heading for a cool down, my friend, with highs tomorrow down about 5 to 10 degrees from what we saw today. And then Thursday really brings in some unsettled and windy weather. That front is going to really bust through the region. Could see gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. Again, the north side, some lighter accumulations, generally central to south, not expecting much in the way of snow, at least this go around. Friday morning, we're left with a hard freeze and then a nice and mild weekend expected to follow. For Pueblo, we've got sort of some unsettled conditions. Wind Wednesday, maybe a rain snow mix, but really not expecting that accumulation Thursday. By Halloween, check it out, a high up near 70 degrees. For Canyon City, I've got temperatures down to the upper 40s on Thursday, rebounding pretty quickly after that rain-snow mix with mid-60s by the upcoming weekend. And for Woodland Park, take a look at your forecast here. A few flurries on Wednesday with some gusty winds and snow moving in as we head towards Thursday.